forget to click that follow button if you want to be notified when we go live throughout Gamescom. We've had all sorts of really awesome gaming content and no reason to stop now. We're on stage here. I'm with Spamfish, and we are going to talk about Anno 2205. And I'm totally not stressed out. Thank you for bringing me this ball, Nicholas.
Welcome.
So tell us, if, for people who may not be as familiar with the Anno world, tell us a little bit about the game.
Yeah, it's a build-up strategy game, and it has been there for a long time, actually. We're doing the 6th installment now, and it was always set in medieval times, traditionally. And with the last game, with Anno 2070, we took a huge risk, went to the future for the first time. We got really amazing feedback from the press and from fans. And something that we always heard, like what everybody always said, is there are more stories to tell. You didn't go far enough. There is something more that everybody connects with the future. And one thing is space travel, actually. That is exactly what we're doing this time. So we went 135 more years into the future, and you're able to leave Earth for the first time in an Anno game and colonize the moon.
That's quite a big jump as well, going from like 2025 with the last game now, 2070, sorry, to 2205 now.
Yes.
There's a huge technological jump, it's a huge advancements in years. Is that going to be reflected in the game? Is going to be a lot more technology and industry for you to evolve with?
Absolutely. So everything we do is kind of grounded in reality. We read almost every book.
Seen some footage here.
Yeah, exactly. So you can already see that the city looks just vastly different. This is kind of a typical city that you can build in the game. And it's a city that one of our QA guys, Jan, hello Jan, has built for us. He's built an awesome city for our E3 demo already. So we made him build another one. And if you look at this, he had a lot of work to do this.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. You can see like, it's almost like got that, just say grounding in reality, where these are things that possibly could happen, and things happening, with this game, that reflect the possibilities that happen in the future.
Absolutely, that is exactly. As you can see, it's just a way more realistic look. So we're really happy about this. It's I think the most believable game world that we've ever created in an Anno game.
It just looks huge. So about how long would someone need to work to build a city this big?
Oh, you're gonna take weeks probably just to build this one city.
Looks great.
If you're very dedicated. We're all surprised by our fans. We had a chat yesterday with one of the fans, and he already said, like, I took November off, so expect big cities. So,
nice.
I'm very curious what he's going to show for us. And yeah, exactly. So the city is humongous. It's 5 times bigger than anything you've ever seen in an Anno game.
So it's the biggest Anno ever by far.
Absolutely, by far. I'm going to show you something else later. That's going to show you how big the game world actually is this time.
Well, and you're bringing a lot of new announcements here to Gamescom. We talked a little bit at E3 about the excitement of this new game and how much bigger it's going to be.
Yeah.
But what are the big things that you're showing here at Gamescom that we can get excited about?
So we're showing 2 big new things. One is the new Arctic region. We have we have different regions in the game. We showed already the moon and Earth, and this time for the first time. Yeah, exactly. And this time, for the first time, the Arctic. And the second big thing, which is really exciting, is the military game mode. We didn't show that at all before. It has always been part of the Anno franchise, and that is exactly what we're showing today.
I think as well, mentioned going to the Arctic. That's have so many new challenges for people. It's not a totally different environment for building, for getting engineering, for getting technological advancements.
Yes.
And I imagine it's going to be a very new experience even for veteran Anno players.
Absolutely. So it was really important for us when we load the Arctic map right now. You're going to see that it looks entirely different. But the cool thing is we came up with a regional gameplay for every region. So you're going to have something on Earth. You're going to build these gigantic monumental bridges which interconnect the islands, and so you can build up one big logistics network. It has always been a feature that the fans wanted, and we're really happy to deliver here. On Moon, you're going to have big shield generators protecting your cities, because obviously Moon is a very hostile place with radiation and meteor showers happening. So you have to make sure that you really build up your city very strategically.
Just looking at the footage here, it's absolutely incredible. You feel like it's going to be really tough to survive, and you've really got to endeavour to make success.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, it's icy and it's cold, and that is exactly what we reflected in the regional gameplay. We have the concept of heat here, so our scientists obviously need heat to survive, and these industrial areas generate heat, so you have to really make sure that you place everything really strategically. You're not building big metropolises here. We came here with a mission which is to get super alloys, to finish our spaceball production.
So there's a lot of science and research that goes into these areas. So we talked a little bit about the moon and now the Arctic.
Yes.
How do you go about that in development? How much research and how much science goes into this game?
Yes, a lot actually. Our motto is always everything we do has to be grounded in reality. We're obviously creating fiction, but we like the idea that it's grounded in reality. So our creative director has read about any book, article, and everything you would know about the topic of how could the future world look like, how could it look like if we go to the moon, go back actually, we've been there, right? And it's a more economical idea how when does it make sense and how could we survive there? And it's really, so everything we're showing you is really something that is the basic concept that we read from this.
Well, and it was interesting, we were just talking a little bit before the show started about how we've been seeing so much more space exploration in the news recently.
Yes.
You're saying you guys started this before even that kind of became a popular mindset.
That is so exciting at the moment. So when we started, actually there wasn't much media buzz about this, but especially this year and the last year has been so exciting with, I don't know, with Elon Musk planning the Mars mission, and there was an article by NASA in the past weeks about it's now, what was it, like 20 times more probable that we're going back to Moon and go to Mars, and it's exciting times, and so some of our ideas just fit in perfectly.
And people get to live this out now. They get to play this game in November, I think.
Absolutely.
It's coming out.
It's coming out November 3rd for PC,
awesome.
So on Uplay and Steam.
So yeah, it's way before we actually go to the future. We'll be able to plan and get ready and be prepared for when we do that.
Maybe a gamer's going to figure out the best way to colonize the moon.
Right?
And you'll be able to switch between your colony on Earth, your colony on the moon, in the Arctic, just go from each one.
So that is the exciting part. Before we saw the strategy map, and we had one session there that was this continental session, this gigantic city that we showed you, which is the biggest city that was ever created in an Anno game. But the interesting thing is, you're not just going to have one, you're going to have the concept of multi-session gameplay. So you're going to have all of these sessions running in those regions, all running at once, interconnected by trading routes. You can send back goods and energy back and forth. So it is by far the biggest Anno that we've ever created. And
very cool.
Very exciting.
You can kind of make an ecosystem of your own in between all those. That's very cool.
Exactly.
So you mentioned this military game mode.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
So at heart, it's a real-time strategy game. We're seeing it here right now. We have our fleet here. It's a medium-sized fleet, and we mixed it up a little bit to make it our own. So you're going to have a lot of pickups and special abilities that you can use, and we're going to have a ton of different game modes, and we're going to have one big main mission, but a lot of optional quests that you can accept and really say, how much time do I want to spend here, how much resources do I want to get from here. But one thing to understand about the military mode, which is really important, we're doing a build-up strategy game. You don't have to engage in military combat. If you like this, it is super fun. I would advise you to do so. But there are, of course, other ways to get this, the resources and that you are getting from the military mode. So Anno has always been about choice and freedom, player freedom. So you can do optional quests. You can engage with our third parties, or you could just build bigger and bigger cities, level up your cooperation level, and get the resources.
And I guess engaging with these third parties is a big part of the game as well. You have these plans for your own technological advancements. Oh, I'm going to do that, and then they might, literally throw a spanner in the works.
Absolutely, and it is super exciting. We didn't show that before, but now we have, of course, trade in the game, which we didn't show before. So we have traders in every region that you're going to interact with. They're going to ask you to fulfill some quests for them, and of course, it's all connected in a big story, so it's this race to space, and there are other corporations who are trying to stop you. And so the third parties are very present in the game. It's just a very lively world, which is absolutely part of the core Anno franchise. You're going to have people walking around in your cities, and it's always been part to just watch what you've built, but also interacting with the other guys.
So there's so much customization in terms of the game experience for the player.
Yes.
Why was that important to you guys? What experience did you want the player to get out of Anno 2205?
Well, it's a sandbox game, so you can build and craft the world that you want in Anno. It has always been like that. You can customize every game mode. So we have some settings for you to just start, but you can, of course, customize as you always have in very many different ways to just play the game how you want it, how you experience. We have players that has played the game for hundreds and thousands of hours. It's one of those games.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Of course, that is customizable and player choice is a big part of it.
And how do you balance something like that? Obviously, this is a game that's had quite a few versions. You started in the past. Now you're in the future. But obviously, there's going to be new people that play this game for the first time.
Yeah.
Is that something you have to balance between these hardcore veterans that put in hundreds of thousand hours and someone that's completely new?
Absolutely. So with this Anno, we really started from scratch, which was exciting but really fun to develop. So we developed an entirely new engine. All the tools are entirely new. We basically questioned every system that we always had in the game. It's the 6th installment. There's a lot of stuff in there. It's been growing and growing and growing. And this time we felt like, what is the core Anno experience? What can we deliver so you just have this perfect feeling of this is my Anno? And so we rebuilt a lot of the systems, made them more accessible while keeping them as deep as you want to. One of a good example is the modular building system. And you're now able to build modules, attach them to your big industries, and so you can just play on easy. You can just build up great big cities and wonderful looking cities, as you see, especially on the Earth session. But if you want to, you can go so deep. You can optimize everything. You can optimize the energy consumption, the workforce consumption, the productivity, etc. And it's this humongous world. So if you want to, you can go very deep into this game.
So, where can people go to find out more information and follow along as we get closer to your release date?
Yes, of course, you can go to our Facebook page, you can go to ubisoft.com. We have great forums and we have amazing fans because it has been there for quite a while. You can engage there, and it's coming out November 3rd.
November 3rd.
On Uplay.
Exciting, thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much.
This has been great. Thank you, Niklas. Guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to bring you more Gamescom right after this.